Welcome, brothers and sisters. My name is Eros and I am the Maker. Today we will dive deep on the advanced level of Litha. Now, of course, I'm taking for granted you watched the previous video. And as always, I won't go too easy on you in the advanced level. In this festivity, we see the sun at its apex position, which is a reminder of the central position of the sun itself on our solar system, not a name chosen at random, with all the other planets orbiting around him with precise balances and exact distances, allowing them to receive light from our star, even life in the case of planet Earth, instead of being attracted in the hearts of our star and be devoured by it. This reminds us that success in every area of our life is achievable in only true balance. Speaking with planetary symbology, getting close to the sun, representing success, without getting too close and burning ourselves down. The sun is also positioned, and not by simple chance, at the center of the hexagram, both the unicursal hexagram and the traditional solar hexagram, acting as a catalyst for the pathways to follow, to invoke and banish planetary energies, while also remembering us how important is the solar energy and the solar archetype in activating planetary energies. For example, remember how much trouble Aleister Crowley went through to design the universal hexagram. This analysis suggests us the importance of balancing the energy of the sun through the use of the hexagram itself when the solar energy is at its apex to get a full vision thanks to the brightness in which our star is shining right now, to find where excess energy lies and where black stains lies, or weak points if you want, where they are, to put them in balance to achieve better results in our life and in our magical practice. This working requires an advanced understanding of the planetary energies. If it becomes too hard for us at this point, we are going to use the standard banishing Saturn instead, allowing the ruler planet to balance the forces in excess, either too strong or too weak, of course. These kind of working obviously is not the same thing as what we described before, but we will try to put particular emphasis on the fact that we are using these ancient rituals to achieve balance. An even more simple option is, as usual, modifying our middle pillar ritual to concentrate in a meditative states into the sphere of the sun to rebalance it. This work is obviously simpler in technique, but much harder in the expenditures and the expense of energy and focus. So please be careful on how you apply it. This being said, as we've seen on the previous episodes, we have the image of the sun representing the divine masculine at his apex, expressing the strongest masculine traits like generosity, protection, assertiveness, wisdom, and justice. So we are going to work with the apex predators in their field. For my pagan brothers and sisters, the list of gods and goddesses to work with will be almost impossible to quote. There are simply too many wonderful gods representing the pinnacle in their domain. Just taking in consideration a few ancient gods of the north, we immediately find Odin or Woden at the apex of wisdom, Thor or Thor at the apex of strength, and Tyr at the apex of honor, just to mention a few great lords. But your workings should be directed through your research to the one or the ones closer to your personal pathworking. For my brothers and sisters with a more hermetical approach, there are again a lot of possibilities, since you will be able to choose the aspects you want or need to be glorified within you, to then identify the archangel or the king of hell who best resonate with you to work with in this time of success and glory. Of course, if your practice is strictly restricted only to diamonds, you can also pick someone from the 9 gatekeepers. For brothers and sisters with a Christian approach, of course, you are going to reflect and analyze the life and practices of Jesus, symbolizing the Son incarnate. Or if you also consider the Old Testament, you may find connection even with Elyon, the one above all the Elohim. Of course, all of the works above may instead be worked with goddesses of the sun or apex goddesses like Suna as a sun goddess, forgive me, or Babylon or Lilith as apex goddesses. The most important factor that we want to keep in mind in our workings is that we want to get as close as we can to the glory of the sun without being obliterated by his negative aspects like indolence or pride. So we are going to work with this amazing power without abusing it. And this is also true for my brothers and sisters of the silver, forgive me, of the silver iris. We want to let our marionette, if we are granted one, to be glorified without being blinded by his or her consciousness, and especially at his or her maximum power. For my brothers and sisters of the Crimson Claw, we want to allow ourselves to be purified by the usage of the technique of the Black Sun without becoming apathetic. For my brothers and sisters of the path of the dreamer, we will continue our climb of the tree of life without falling into the temptation of aiming straight to Asgard. Now, I know this has been a hard one, so I deeply honor you if you got until this point. I also deeply thank you for your kind attention, and may eternal light shine